another modes. This will be the proper, or well, the more refined version of the Welt-through, where I do Welt sustain through all of MoC 10 to 12 or any other selective area you want me to. This video will specifically be MoC 10 on both the old and new MoC, on the areas I can Welt sustain on. Just to elaborate what I mean by that, Welt sustain is reliant on your DPS being on element in order to toughness break. If you're not able to be on element, or if you're not able to toughness break the enemy, you will not be able to Welt sustain, which is why I cannot do it on this first half. If I had blade, I would be able to, but sadly I do not. Same with the second half. Since I do not have blade or lightning DPS until Acheron comes out next Wednesday, I will not be able to show you that side. But in the other case, I will be showing you the ones I am able to do, which would be Kafka on this one, and on the new MoC it will be Gepard. Now you may have noticed that this one isn't fully weak to imaginary, and that is a problem. Welt sustain relies on toughness breaking, and that means that since I'm not able to toughness break these ascended enemies, they are going to be very troublesome. Thankfully, I'm able to power through because Welt sustain gives a lot of firepower to down IL in order to do a ludicrous amount of damage. But otherwise, I would not normally be able to achieve this or do this due to it not being able to toughness break the enemy. I still need to time everything, I still need to use Welt sustain correctly, but it's a lot harder, and if I had it on element DPS, this would not be as troublesome as it is. So do keep that noted. If you have a lightning DPS, or if you are able to toughness break the enemy, you will have a much easier time than I will here. I will walk through how I'm doing it and why I'm doing it the way I am doing it, so that people are able to understand better, and hopefully are able to do it by themselves by the time Acheron comes out. Or if I need to, I'll make videos including Acheron so people can do that. We are back here. If you've already seen my previous one, although inelegant, then I'll be doing the same thing. The info you need to know is to prioritize what enemy you want to turnscape with Welt. And with this enemy mashup, I know that I absolutely cannot allow myself to be dominated. But in order to make the first wave very comfortable or very nice clear, I also know that I cannot allow the monkey to summon. If I could allow the monkey to summon, then I'd be able to save Welt's ultimate for the next wave and not have any trouble. Maybe even saving myself a cycle or two. But since I know that I cannot allow this monkey to summon, I have to turn skip the monkey, defeat the monkey, and then make sure I charge up Welt's ultimate. During the second wave, I can't allow the monkey to summon, mainly because there's nothing after that I need to worry about. After I turn skip Kafka, I should be home free in order to defeat these two enemies due to Welt sustain doing what Welt sustain does best. Due to Von Welt gets to act before the monkey and Sparkle. I accidentally have the wrong build on once again. I have tutorial on, which is immediately unnecessary, due to me already reaching the effective rate threshold. But I guess you'll get to see a run of that happening. And due to this, I can advance forward well. If I didn't have Von Whack, I would not be able to advance forward well and have him active for the monkey just yet. Now I can easily do this. And then turn skip. And no solution. I can now fire away for essentially free. Now if you remember what I did in the previous video, I'm going to do the same thing. I cannot allow the monkey to... If I allow the monkey to die, I lose my skill points. So I need to keep the monkey alive. Sorry, I don't only lose skill points, I lose energy, and I cannot allow that to happen. That should be enough energy for one, imprisoned, and this should be enough energy for Welt. That it is, and with this we are perfectly fine. I will not, in fact, although I could advance forward down IL, I will not, simply because it will help down the line SP wise. We do not care about this. We do care about domination. We cannot allow that to happen. I'm going to target the monkey here, mainly because his toughness is the highest. For what should be the rest of the run, I should be untouchable. Monkey hasn't been slowed yet, so I want to make sure I apply that slow first. Now I can advance forward down, and Kafka also gets weakness broken, pushing her back an extra cycle. Nice numbers from both systems. And with this, it's over. 2 target damage, by the way. Sadly, I am lacking both Yomi's skill and ultimate. I don't really need to care either. Kafka's dead, and she only acted once throughout the entire run. I'll quickly pause and go through what needed to be done there. I needed 2 well ults maximum in the first half in order to prevent summoning, in order to make the first half a cakewalk, and allow Welt enough freedom to get his ult back for free. And in the second half, I needed to get rid of domination. If I wasn't dominated, I was able to do whatever I want, and because of Ruin Mare's toughness break efficiency and Dan's toughness break potential, the priority targets got toughness broken and were able to be dealt with, which led them to be weakness broken, and after that, the rest is history. Due to everything Welt is providing, toughness broken enemies, extended duration of being toughness broken, all the stuff Ruin Mei is providing, the extra damage, the Welt's vulnerability, if I had pearls on, even more damage. It's just so much firepower that I can kill Kafka before she gets a second hit. Mission accomplished. On to the next MoC. Welcome to the second half on the newest MoC 10. Now once again we have a glaring problem, which is these absolutely wonderful ladies in the Ascended. They are not imaginary weak, and because my DPS is not imaginary, I cannot toughness break them within a reasonable amount of time. The only option I have is brute force it, as in kill them before they kill me, and that is unfortunately all I have. If I had a lightning DPS, this would go very, very differently, but the unfortunate thing is I don't have a lightning DPS, so I just have to make do with what I have. The priority for turn skipping is not Gepard, but either of the Ascended ladies. Due to Dan being down and his toughness break with Ruin Mei, the automaton is usually not an issue, but the Ascended ladies, each individual hit can do over 1500 damage due to them inflicting DOT that I cannot cleanse with this team comp. So it's incredibly uncomfortable fighting these two with this team comp. You are most likely better off with Sparkle than Brania, but I'm just going to do this because Sparkle is more comfortable currently. Well, axe first because of Vonma, and I need to slow down these two ladies. Well, I slowed down one. I need to make sure, make sure I slow down one. Because that way, I get down to before either of them. And with this, I go to toughness break this lady. And now I can immediately turn the Ascended. Advance forward down, give him full blocks, and the target is going to be the Ascended Lady. I could target the Automaton here and possibly kill her on the Trotter, but I need to focus all of my damage onto the Ascended Lady because she is not toughness broken, is not weak to imaginary, and is not defense shredded by Wilt's Pulse. She is going to take the least amount of damage here, and I need to make sure that she dies because she is the problem. The Automaton will die before she gets her turn. And using that, I managed to. Look at how much a singular hit, and the wind shear isn't even gone yet. I'm fine with that, because now I wanted to keep her alive, or at least keep some of them alive, because I need Wilt to skill here in order to get energy for his own. Both got imprisoned by Wilt's technique. I'm going to basic instead advance forward, because I can use the skill points. I need to skill here in order to get Wilt's energy. And thankfully he slowed both of these people, which means I get to attack first. Now, if this was, I don't know, if this was a different scenario, if I had E2 or if the enemies hit Welt instead here, I would have his ult, and in which case I'd be able to imprison Gappy before his second action and save a lot of HP. If not, imprison the Ascended Lady, but unfortunately that's not what I can do here. So long as they don't hit Ruan May, I'm good. But that DOT will do a lot of damage over a lot of turns. Now, normally I'd say turn skip, but the reason I'm not going to tell you to turn skip here is because the lady's rotation. This lady's next attack will be a random blast, a bounce attack that will hit either everyone or most characters on the team, and it will inflict wind shear, which I have nothing against. I'm already running low on HP. I'm going to try to imprison as soon as possible and defeat the lady before she gets her turns. And first of all, I'm going to make sure to do this. And then this. Both the lid. Gepard resisted Wilt's imprison as he has CC resistance. But due to Ruan May, or well, even without Ruan May, due to Dan's weakness break efficiency, he is gone. I'm going to make sure I advance forward down. Use this in order to try and kill the Trotter. I did not kill the Trotter. There's a very real chance this lady tanks this and then minus my team. There's sadly nothing I can do. If she was weak to imaginary or anything of the sort, she would be dead. Or toughness broken, and Gepard got sent back 2 cycles because of that. This is pure random feathers. Ruan May dies. I'll carry on anyway, even though I do not and I'm not proud of this run. But that was just completely unlucky. If Dan's ult killed that Trotter, I would be alive. But that's how I did it. If you was on stream, you would have seen me clear it using a different strat, I believe with ratio. But I'm not going to do an infinite amount of repeats, because this is Wilt sustain at its weakest, and this is its weaknesses. Apologies. You can brute force this, I would not recommend this. There's many weaknesses to Wilt sustain, and you need to make sure you're able to toughness break the enemy. Because if you are not, you will run into problems like this. If I had a lightning DPS that was good at toughness breaking, or I had an ice DPS that was good at toughness breaking, then it would be a different story. But sadly, it's not that story. I will keep this in because as much as I'd like to say how good Wilt sustain is, it has its clear weaknesses. If you do want me to show you a run where I'm able to brute force it with Denial or with Ratio, I'll do that. But I'll leave it at this for now.